Blog Talk Radio.
The truth is out there. Knowledge is power. This is the Prepper Podcast Radio Network. Are you storing food? Many preppers are storing food for months and years, but only have enough fuel stored for days or weeks. Stretch your fuel storage by harnessing the power of the sun with a sun oven. Food can be baked, boiled, or steamed at temperatures of 360 to 400 degrees Fahrenheit with the power of the sun. Depending on where you are located, you can use the sun for 50 to 80% of your cooking, allowing you to preserve your fuel storage for rainy days. Sun-baked foods stay moister and have less shrinkage and don't burn. Sun-baked roasts are tastier and more succulent, and sun-baked bread has unparalleled taste and texture. Water can be heated in a sun oven for purification or personal hygiene. For the past 25 years, sun ovens have been proudly made in the U.S. They are durable, have a long life, and come with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. For a discount coupon, email podcast@sunoven.com. That's podcast@sunoven.com. This is KPRN-DB, broadcasting worldwide from Southeast Oklahoma, USA, to parts unknown.
This is where Sun Tzu and MacGyver meet the Waltons. I know you can do it. I know you can prep for yourself and for your family. I believe in you. Crisis strikes, you need to reach down and check to see if you got the big boy or big girl underwear on, because you know what, you're going to have to be an adult and you're going to have to step at the plate because you've got people depending on you. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is James Smith, the Covert Prepper, with the Covert Prepper Show. How's everybody doing today? Well, I need to let you first know that all information provided is for entertainment purposes or for post-apocalyptic uses only. However, tonight is going to be stuff that you need to use today. This is important stuff. I'm a former U.S. Navy enlisted sailor and prison corrections officer for medium and minimum security inmates. I was a covert disability insurance fraud investigator for several years, and I currently work for a company that provides support to the disabled. And as it says, this is where Sun Tzu and MacGyver meets the Waltons, where I teach you how to keep people from stealing your stuff. And I just bought some more stuff today, but I'll get back into that a little later, and so I have to do some work and hide stuff. So our call-in line is area code 917-889-7908. The Twitter name is @CovertPrepper. The blog is thecovertprepper.com. And you can reach me at james@thecovertprepper.com. And my YouTube channel is, can you guess it? Yes, The Covert Prepper. And you can listen 24/7 to our live feed by calling area code 786-837-2278. Now, you can also go to pprnnews.com or prepperpodcast.com, and the feed will automatically start. So you've got more ways that you care to count. You can listen on your phone with our application that we have. You can also listen through Stitcher, and you can listen in your car through Sonos, and so many other different ways. The sun never sets on the Prepper Podcast Radio Network. I do need to play a couple ads real quick because I still haven't uploaded the new intro. So hang tight one jiffy.
Are you sick and tired of having your First Amendment harassed or censored on Facebook? Use no more, as we now have a new alternative to Facebook. It's called Awareness Act. Awareness Act is a social network designed for patriots, to be used by patriots, and is ran by patriots. Stand up and help in the fight to protect your constitutional rights. Patriots can create pages, blogs, videos, documents, articles, and so much more. We even have a unique news feed system that allows you to share, read, or connect with any patriot on Awareness Act. We are a dedicated tool for patriots to use against the tyranny our Constitution is facing. So if you're tired of having your rights infringed upon, come check us out at www.awarenessact.com. Again, that is www.awarenessact.com, the social network for patriots, not potatoes.
Whether you take me for the fool, I know that I can be. Whether you see me eye to eye.
Have you ever wanted to generate your own supply of electrical power, even save money on your electric bill? If so, this is going to be the most important message you will ever hear. Solar power generators are now available. These emergency backup systems provide life-saving electrical power when you need it most. Unlike gas generators, a solar generator runs quietly, emits no fumes, and produces electricity from the sun. It's like having an electric power plant running quietly in your own home. Run sump pumps, shortwave radios, computers, and even keep your food from spoiling. Whether it's hurricanes, ice storms, brownouts, or blackouts, you'll never suffer through painful power outages again. And here's the best news, a remarkable fall truckload sale going on right now that gets you $1,700 in bonuses when you buy a solar generator. To find out why solar generators are the best generators and get $1,700 for doing so, go to falltruckloadsale.com. That's falltruckloadsale.com. Generate your own supply of electricity. Go to falltruckloadsale.com. That's falltruckloadsale.com.
All righty, and we're back, or I'm back. So I guess you guys heard about this election that went on, and the end result, which is not really good. It's actually a bad thing. So let's talk about that real quick. First of all, I'm going to take a look at my show material so I make sure I cover everything. Okay, we are 42 days away from the end of the world. Please plan accordingly. And got it. Okay, just to make sure I had the right things in my list of stuff to do. All right, so we had this election, and the nation was on pretty sharp territory. I say that because that means that we're on the razor's edge as a society, as an economy. And I have a friend I've talked about him before, Bob, and he's not a happy camper. He wants to do his blog post, and I gave him a couple suggestions. Pretty much, he wants to put on not blog post, Facebook post. You know, if you liked me or friended me or whatever they do on Facebook, I don't know what it is, and you voted for Obama, then please undo what you did. Take me off your friend list or whatever, because you're an idiot. Let's see if I can remember some more of this. Okay, yeah. You're a short bus riding, window licking, I can count the potato idiot in the classic sense. Oh, wait, too big of a word. You're an idiot. So anyways, he's not happy. And I think a lot of people re-voted for Mr. Obama because they thought that maybe he didn't have enough time. I don't know what it was, but it was a seriously stupid reason. Right now, I mean, just in this less than a week, 100,000 jobs have been lost because of the election, or will be lost by the end of the month. This is a lot of job losses, and we cannot afford it as a nation. There is something called going galt. If you ever want to read a really good book that really mimics what we're going through today, you need to read Atlas Shrugged. And basically, just to put a really fine point on it, it's when those that produce, business owners in particular, quit. What happens when those that are providing the tax revenue simply stop? You cannot tax somebody into prosperity, and that is what is being tried. Come January 1, $500 billion in new taxes are going to be put into effect. That is going to kill whatever we have left in the economy. And so the Prepper Podcast Radio Network of hosts are going to be doing a lot of shows this upcoming week, and so maybe by Christmas, if somebody hasn't gotten around to it, they'll get it by Christmas, on basically how to prepare for a financial and economic collapse. We're going to hit this hard. I mean, summertime is great for, how to do your garden, but right now we're on the precipice of an economic collapse. This is not a joke. This is not a drill. This is real life. Had this been a drill, you've been given instructions before or after. You're not getting them now until, you You're not going to get anybody to tell you that an economic collapse is going on until it's after the fact. So you need to get ready. You need to prepare. First things first, make a plan. So I'm going to go over on frugal living today. I'm trying to get a frugal, it's from the dollarstretcher.com, trying to get one of their people to do an interview on what do I need to do type thing. So it's real simple. If you're currently on a fixed income, for example, Social Security or some kind of disability payments, or you're just living paycheck to paycheck like 99.9% of everybody else is, and that includes me, then you really need to start developing a plan on what you're going to do to not to prevent the collapse. You're not going to be able to prevent it. You're one person. Unless you can walk on water on a daily basis, you're not going to be able to stop it. You can only prepare for it. People have done, we're on an economic cliff, we're about to go over it. No. Basically, at the moment, the car is hurtling towards this cliff. Now, when it actually happens, you're not going to know you're over the cliff until you start feeling weightless. That's your clue, because you really can't see the ground, especially going 90 miles an hour like this idiot is making us. So that's what we're going to do, and like I said, I'm going to be going over frugal living. And this election, it was horrible. Now, some people say, why did you even vote, man? It's just the same right-left paradigm. But I wanted to get that idiot out of office, and it didn't work. And if you're thinking about doing an assassination attempt on him, I strongly do not recommend and further disavow any kind of plans, because he's the Antichrist, and don't worry, he'll survive his headshot. So don't even waste a bullet. You're just going to go to jail for no reason. He's just not worth it. He's going to get his in the next life, unless he, repents. I don't see that happening. Okay, so I found a few websites. One is frugalliving.about.com. The other is the Dollar Stretcher, but none of the material I'm going to go over tonight is with the Dollar Stretcher. Trying to find the other website. And the other website is Zen something. Here we go, zenhabits.net. And then the blog entry is the Cheapskate Guide, 50 Tips for Frugal Living. Make sure I didn't forget something. Oh, I do want to say something. Thanksgiving, let's see, be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and Sunday. Those shows will be repeats. Christmas week and New Year's week will also be repeats. So just be aware of that now. And if you still want to put your entry in for the 1 month for one person of emergency food plus fire starter plus a 100-gallon water filter, you still can do that. That is still up and running. You can go to prepperpodcast.com or email me. I'll send you the link. And just choose the Thanksgiving 2012 giveaway. And we still have the tablet that will be given away, and that starts right after this, which will be November 16th, and that'll run until December 15th. And then we got a really good one. Mr. Obama even makes an appearance for that one. All right, so let's talk about living. Now, this, again, as I said, comes from frugalliving.about.com, and that's the ways to start living the frugal life. Now, you're going to hear repeats, and I'm sorry, because if it's being repeated, you probably should do it. 1, befriend the library. You can find a lot of entertainment, and entertainment for the children. They'll have reading stories and, reading time. And plus, it's great to crack open a book, sit down, get yourself comfy, and get lost in the book. I don't know if you ever read any of the classic novels like Robinson Crusoe, which, by the way, is an excellent prepper book. He goes with his animal husbandry, how he did it, how he made his little cave and things of this nature. Excellent book. It also goes into how or why the whaling industry was so important back in the 18th century. Clip coupons. Now, there's a lot of TV shows, extreme couponing and things of this nature. Consider clipping coupons. Not just that, but also look at going to discount foods. This is my suggestion. These are, I don't want to say they're the dented can stores. may not have a label on them. But basically, if the can is dented, so what? Unless it is right on the seam and it's bulging, that food will be safe, and you get it for cheaper. We've got one in Frostbite Falls, and like a bar of baking chocolate's 50 cents, as an example. Eat out less often. This is really hard because I do travel quite a bit. I have to stop and eat. It's really weird. I need to do that a few times a day. But try to eat out less often. Grab a meal bar. They're like $1.50 at the discount foods places. And eat that. That's 220 calories that will get you through, calorie-wise, through the day. Switch to online bill pay. Not just any kind of online bill pay, but with the bank that you trust. It could be a credit union. Credit unions offer the bill pay. They used to do bill by phone. If you remember those, you punch in the numbers. Anyways, group your errands together. If you've got to make a trip to, let's say, Lake Wobegon, and you need to stop at the Walmart on the opposite direction, but there's a Walmart in Lake Wobegon, then go to Lake Wobegon, go to that Walmart, and then head back. And don't forget to pick up those buttermilk biscuits. Make your own cleaners. Now, on this website, there are tips on how to do it. There's a link, actually. Cleaners using vinegar, ammonia, and things of this nature. There's really good recipes on making your own soap. You can find that on YouTube. So make your own cleaners. And look for freebies. Look online. Really good place is Twitter. Search for freebie or drawing or giveaway. Excuse me. And then you can find ways that way of finding free stuff. And I've got free stuff off of Twitter. Wash in cold water. And this is something we have to do because of what we use for heating. We actually use heating oil, and the oil is expensive, so we use cold water all the time. Flip a switch. In other words, turn off that light. If you need to switch to the really toxic compact fluorescent bulbs, then consider doing that in an area where it may not be a whole lot of, I'm going to say a whole lot of traffic, but if the light gets left on or it gets smashed, then it's not going to be that bad of a thing. Number 10, change your own oil. Yeah, you do that at minus 20. I'm sorry. Change your own oil. Minus 20 is not really recommended. But they're suggesting you do your own car work and car maintenance. You will save money. Now, the next one is how to run a household with the frugal living. Oh, is it the Tightwad? I think it's the Tightwad Gazette. Google that. There's a couple books. I've read those. I think I've got them. I've got to find them, but I've got them. Really good ways on how to save money with your family. The first they suggest is bundle your service. Have internet, phone, and cable services all put into one provider. Check your mail for bundling offers or visit lowermybills.com to find out which companies are offering the best service bundles in your area, and then make the switch and save. Cut back on extras. Do you really need caller ID and call waiting? Do you need the premium cable and satellite package? So figure out what you need. I don't have the opportunity to watch but one or two shows a week, and that's usually Doctor Who. And that's because I make an effort to watch it. Clip coupons and shop sales. Like I said, this is a repeat. Clip your coupons. Look for your sales. Online sales are a really good one. Now, when you're going to Amazon and you're looking for something, and they may say 15 like new or 15 used, then go with that. You'll save money, quite a bit of money. Look into slashing your insurance premiums by changing your deductibles and or changing your providers. We're looking at changing our providers. Okay. Now, get energy smart. For example, we've gone to the pellet stove, and we don't have to use the oil heat. Oil heat is expensive heat. But thankfully, this pellet stove, it heats the whole house. And this is a big house. It's an old house. And we had it insulated, and it really keeps the house warm. Let's see. Wash your laundry in cold water. Turn down the temperature on your hot water heater. That you'll get in a fight with the dishwasher guy. Buy only Energy Star appliances, and then just also get a programmable thermostat. Those things save a lot of money. Look for cheap thrills. Enjoy free concerts instead of paid concerts. Check out books at the library instead of buying them. You can get videos from your library for free. You're just checking them out. It saves you $1. Pay your bills on time with, I don't know, maybe your bill pay thing. You'll stop paying those extra fees. The next thing is going to be how to budget. Now, a well-planned budget can help you achieve your frugal goals. First thing you do is assess your monthly expenses. Now, that's everything. First, get your big chunks taken care of. Account for the big chunks. What is a big chunk? A big chunk is going to be house, car, insurance. Now, one thing, these are fixed expenses. Figure out what your fixed expenses are to start with. Hang on one second. Okay, I had a cough. But anyways, take a look at what your fixed expenses are. And when you have your fixed expenses, then you can start working on your variable expenses. That could be the coffee on the way to work. If you have a Dollar Tree near you, there is a 7-ounce bag of coffee for $1. It's 3 pots per bag. So that's 33 cents a pot of coffee. Each makes 12 pots, or 12 cups. So roughly that's 3 cents, 2.8 cents for a cup of coffee. And they have breakfast blend, they have hazelnut, and they've got a regular blend. DollarTree.com, and you can get it shipped to you. Okay, so you may have to pay just as much as for shipping, but now that makes it a 6 cents. Actually, it makes it just about 5.5 cents a cup of coffee. Even with shipping, it's cheaper than going to your local Java stop. Now, there's another thing that you need to account for, and that is mad money. You could be on the strictest budget, and you know what? You will break it because you're not allowed to have any fun. And wives will frequently do this to husbands because they're trying to stay within budget. And the husband, who has been very, very good, and does not have any chance to play. He does not have a chance to go get a six-pack. He doesn't have a chance to do A, B, or C, and therefore he has a slight rebellion. Now, after you have your monthly expenses, total your earnings, including any money that you receive from investments or any form of residual income. Not everybody will have residual income. Sometimes you may have to consider living with family. I know, it's a horrible thought. Those kids might have to come home because they can't afford it either. So include their income. You're putting out rent, they're putting out rent, okay? They're going to help with stuff. And as soon as you've done that, subtract your expenses from earnings. It's a regular A minus B equals C type thing. And as soon as you do this and you figure out what's going on, if you come out to be the negative side, in other words, more going out than it's coming in, rework your numbers until your numbers work. Go back over each expense and look for places to make cuts. Build in money for debt reduction. Oh, you're going to love this. You got to find this. I know QuickBooks has it, but basically you take, it's a spreadsheet for Excel or whatever you use. You can use OpenOffice. It's free. Basically, you take your, let's say, 5 credit cards. That's your car payment, maybe a hospital bill, and three credit cards. And then you have your monthly due for each of them, and then you have the total balance, and then you have your interest. Okay? And then what it will do, it will say, okay, if you have this much money going out, it will tell you that you have, you'll pay these things off in this amount of time. If you put $5 more, if you have like $5 extra that you can put into these, they'll suggest which one to put it in. And as soon as that bill is paid off, the money that we're using for Bill A now goes towards Bill B. So when Bill B gets paid off, that money from Bill A and B goes towards Bill C. See how that works? Works like a champ. You will spend the same amount of money and you will get less stuff off. I mean, you'll pay things off a lot quicker. Excuse me. And as soon as you've done this budget, work into doing some savings and some investments. Let me tell you about investments. Do not invest in the stock market. That's not investment advice. It's just stupid to do so. Your best thing is save for things that you enjoy. A staycation, which means you're staying at home and eating pizza every night, or you're going to go out for dinner. That's far cheaper than going to get a hotel and having dinner somewhere else. Okay? It could be you're going to go just to a local Chinese restaurant, or maybe taking your sweetheart to Subway, and having a date night. That's important, and that is something that you can save for. Debt reduction should be priority one. And then as soon as you figure things out, put it to work. Make that budget work. And then assess your budget, and then assess it again and again and again until you get everything just right. Now, they got some tips here. Be honest about your spending habits, and you'll end up with a more realistic budget. Don't forget to budget for fun. It's not about total deprivation. We are not monks. Don't be afraid to change your budget. A good budget is always evolving. It's growing. It's learning. All right, now, here's something that I found. It's the 50 tips at the zenhabits.net. I'm just going to hit the first one or two sentences because there are 50 of them. Go with one car. It's cheaper on your insurance. It's cheaper to drive. And, I remember when I first got married and BG said, but what if there's an accident and they have to take me to the hospital? She was pregnant at the time. I said, so I was married for over a year then. I said, well, then call 911. See how easy that is? Go with a smaller house. Just because you can afford a bigger house doesn't mean you should be getting it. When we moved from Oregon to Confusion, it's the state I live in, I found a house that's like 3 times bigger, 4 times bigger, at the same price. So that's what I went with. Let's see. Go with a smaller car. I've downsized once from a Chevy full-size van down to a minivan. It's kind of sucked, but I like that van. That was a good van. Rent rather than own, which is going to be debatable on so many levels. If you can find a good place to rent and it's cheaper than what you would be for buying, then consider buying it or going with it. But another option you have is rent with an option to buy. The reason being is that way you have control. You can say, you have some leverage with the guys. Like, I'd like to buy the house, but can I rent first, with an option to buy? And they may often frequently put some of your rent towards the down payment. So think about that. Look for used first. This is my thing here. I'll hit Craigslist, eBay, thrift stores before I buy something new. Eat out less. Again, this is a repeat, so maybe you should do. Eat out frugally. If you do eat out, consider some of the money-saving tips. Brown bag it to work. Bring your own lunch, in other words. The next is adopt a minimalist wardrobe. Now, that basically means jeans, T-shirt, polos, sandals, shoes. You don't have to spend a lot of money to look nice. You need to stop online impulse buys. This is a fast way to get yourself into debt. I had a prof in college, and his wife just loved to shop with a credit card. She actually had a brain tumor, and she'd get up at 2 or 3 in the morning and do the TV shopping. And he'd come home from classes, and she'd have $5,000 or $6,000 and stuff at the doorstep. Don't shop. Don't go to the mall or any of the shopping areas or department stores to look around and shop. Go to a store if you know what you need, and then get out. Oh, BG's guilty of this. I said, she goes there for milk, and she comes back with a van full of stuff. And I thought you just go for milk. Yeah, but we needed this and we needed this. Okay, just don't go there. Use a 30-day list. To curb impulse buys, create a 30-day list. When you want to buy something other than a true necessity, like food, medicine, put it on the list with a date you added it on the list. And make it a rule that you can't buy anything for at least 30 days after it was put on the list. And stick to it. I hate that one. Get rid of cable. You can use your internet because a lot of people now have high speed. You can get Netflix way cheaper. You can get A, B, C, D, Hulu, YouTube. If you want to watch the latest episode of, let's see, Once Upon a Time, and that's ABC, then you can go to abc.com and you can watch the episode. The same with AMC's The Walking Dead. Let's see, use the library instead of buying books. Check them out. They also offer DVDs, depending on your area. Find free entertainment. What a really good one is, it's not free, but it's low cost. It's go to a high school football game. Go cheer on your local team. Frugal exercise. Basically, commute by bike, carpool, or ride the bus, walk. The next thing is sell your clutter. Get it onto eBay. Frugal gifting. One of the nicest things that I think that I would ever receive that I haven't told anybody, wink, wink, mom and dad, if you're listening, are the cookie recipes in a mason jar. Yes, just take your mason jar and put all the things that you need to make chocolate chip cookies. Think about it. It's a cheap gift. It's really great. And I would love to have that. Quit smoking. Oh, my God, is that a great one to not spend money? Smoking is a bad thing. It's bad for your health. It's bad for your pocketbook. And if you quit today, you will be richer by next month because you're not spending all those evil dollars on that stuff. Alcohol in moderation. If you drink one beer or a few beers a day, that adds to big money each month. Some drink even more than that. So it's expensive. You can cut drink to a party, and once in a while with friends, not all the time, you'll ton. Sweet option. Oh, I hate that one. Drink water. It saves money, calories, and then you can also get some of the flavoring. Just a lemon, and just cut that lemon, put it in the water, and call it good. Now, spend time with family. Think about that. Stop using credit cards. One some people have, I've talked to others, and there's actually plasma centers where you can sell your plasma or donate, and they pay you for your time. And they put it on a debit card for it. And you're not going to be spending that money, and you can save up if you're smart. You just don't spend it. You can just call blood money. Cancel your subscriptions. Everything's online. Why are you on a subscription? Make your own. There's the prepper mind. If you can't make it, why do you need it? Let me tell you about this do-it-yourself. If you have physical disabilities, let's say a bad rotator cuff, just as an example, it's really hard to do things. So that one really needs to be, can I do it? Can I? If I can't, I'm going to try. And then you have your skill sets. If you don't have the skills to do it, then you shouldn't be doing it. Let's see. Stop paying interest. And again, that the one little method I told you about, the Excel spreadsheet, where you pay off bill A and then you pay off A and B, you pay C, you actually reduce your amount of interest. Another way to do it is pay your mortgage ahead of time. Basically what you're going to do, they're going to fight. But let's see, if it's due the 1st, you pay your first one, your December 1st, right there. And the December 15th, you pay one half of what your bill is. And you put down on their principal only. And then your January 1 comes and you pay the remaining half, okay? And then you, on the January 15th, you put down principal only when you send that check out. And this way, you'll pay down the principal more, you pay less interest. Now, the penalty on that, or the downside of that, is that you're not going to be getting that much homeowners interest, the mortgage interest. So think about that. You'll save interest, but you may come out a little short on your taxes. Reduce convenience foods, such as frozen foods, microwave foods, and junk foods. I just lost my little toy I was playing with. Travel frugally. Or don't travel at all. I mean, I've stopped traveling mainly because of the sex abuse that goes on at the airports. Get rid of the cell phone. Now, this could actually go the other way. Get rid of your home line. If you're constantly doing things and you're out in the yard and things of this nature, a home phone line may not be needed. So stick with your cell phone. You can get a straight talk phone, that's what we use for the network, it's $45 a month. And it's unlimited text, messaging, and web. Why do I need a home phone? This is when I do cut your own hair. I have so little, it's not that hard. Keep your stuff going. Maintain your materials. Maintain your stuff. So, for example, if you've got a toilet that's kind of leaky, take care of it now instead of letting it get bad. Save water. So, don't use a dryer, but, hang your clothes to dry. Even in the wintertime is a good time to be drying your clothes in the house, on a line in the house, because that moisture will get in the air and you're going to get less static electricity and it's better for your lungs. Do what you can to save gas. It's really expensive. Combined trips. Keep your air inflated. Save energy. Telecommute if your office allows you. Plan ahead. Try to make this into a habit. If you pack a big container of ice water, you don't need to buy expensive bottled water. If you know a birthday is coming up, you can buy a gift on sale instead of spending more in the last minute. Cook ahead. Now, there's a lot of websites on this one. Basically, if you have one free day a week or even a month, cook food in big batches and freeze in dinner-sized portions. Great portion control for weight loss. Wash clothes less. Some people wear them for a day and then wash them. Well, can you wash once a week, twice a week? Sun-dry clothes. There you go. Put them on the line. Put them inside the house and let them dry that way. Eat less meat. This is one they're here, but I'm against that. Spam is cheap. Okay? Actually, it's cheaper than beef. Let me see this. Yeah, it's cheaper than beef. Okay, Frugal Christmas. Remember that mason jar I told you about that's got the cookie stuff in it? That's just one example. Eat a cheap breakfast. That's the last one. So, let's talk about my purchases. Now, my purchases were actually pretty cool. I've been trying to get ready for this economic collapse. And there's things that you have to understand about my family. We're not a normal family. We're not even a normal prepper family. We're just not normal. And some of the things that we have to do is I have to make sure that everybody is happy some way, somehow. In order to do prepping cooking, I want to make it super easy for beautiful, gorgeous, my wife. And so I want to get things that were no-brainers. I didn't want her to stress over something that might be complex. The less stressed she is, the happier I am. Guys, take that to heart. All right, so I found these at our local Walmart. It's by Bear Creek Country Kitchens. These are soup bags, and they're 9.3 ounces for this minestrone mix. And you just add water. It makes a half a gallon. 8 servings for about $3.50. That's pretty darn good. That's better than the MRE. All right, so it says here, serving size 1/3 cup dry, 1 cup prepared. Let me tell you what it's got in here. It's got pasta, carrots, tomatoes, onions, black beans, red beans, natural flavor, chicken fat, beef stock. Is there TVP in there? Probably. It's got soy. All right, and it's really simple. Boil water. Add it. Simmer. Stir. That's it. You can get this thing started, as soon as it starts to boil. You can put that in your hot box, your hay box cooking, and you're good to go. All right, another one here is darn good chili mix. It also makes, you add water and tomato paste. 9.8 ounces, serves 8. Now, this chili is 140 calories. The calories for the minestrone is 110. But, let's say you don't really care for minestrone as it's a good start. It just needs more. I need some flavor. I need some fat. I need some meat in it. So I looked at Spam. Spam is good. Spam lasts forever. Spam does not have an expiration date, except this one does. October 2015, excuse me. And so I know there's regular spam, but did you know there's a fancy schmancy spam? They've got black pepper spam. And then I found this turkey spam made with 100% white lean turkey. It's real turkey spam. It's even got a spam key. And let's see here, 80 calories per servings. It's got 6 servings. So this was $2.50. The minestrone was $3.50. What's that come out? $6, and I can feed 8 people. So what's that come out to be? $6, 8 people. Pretty good deal. And that's something you can consider. But wait, there's more. I also found bacon spam. Can you believe it? It's pork with ham, bacon cured with water, etc., etc. So, and that is good. This one's good until 2015 as well. So I've got 3 years on this cans, and I bet they'll last even longer than that. Now, per serving is 180 calories. The turkey was 80 calories. They both serve 6. So guess what's going to go into my minestrone? So those are your options that you have available. You can make this fairly cheap. You can feed 8 people for less than $6, or about $6. Oh, what's going on here? My computer decided. Oh, there we go. Couldn't see the screen very well. Another thing I found here at Walmart, $1.25 is hash browns. 1 pound of hash browns. Dehydrated hash browns. As prepared, 100 calories per serving, 6 calories per can. So if this is $1.25 and the spam is $2.50, that's $3.75, and I can give 6 people breakfast for $3.75. Pretty good. Not great, not super great, but it will feed them breakfast. And they'll have, what is that bacon? That's bacon was 180, and this is 100, so that's 280 calories per serving. That's enough to keep the fam going. And if you've got eggs from the chicken, then that's even better. So you got spam, this, and 6 eggs from your chickens, and you've got yourself a good little breakfast to get you started on your collapse, on your economic collapse day. Now, let me tell you what this one is. This is the Hungry Jack Premium Hash Brown Potatoes. It makes 1 pound, and you've got yourself breakfast, or you've got yourself a dinner for breakfast, or a breakfast for a dinner. All right, let me put this stuff down. So anyways, that is some of my recent purchases, and I picked up quite a bit, and I need to pick up more. And so next payday I'll be picking up a couple more, or whenever I get some more cash. Because the idea is that this is done over a long period of time. I was thinking as I was walking into a store, it's like, there's no way anybody is going to be living high on. You're not going to get fat after collapse, okay? And if you are, you're getting fat because somebody else did all the work, and that's wrong. Excuse me. In the best case situation, you're going to be on starvation rations, okay? You're going to be eating the 1,200 calories a day, the 1,600 calories a day. You're not going to be eating 3,500 calories a day. You're not going to be doing what you normally would be doing for meals. You're going to be eating a lot less. This is not a bad thing. You need to lose weight to start with. As a rule of thumb, thinner people live longer. So take it as a blessing. Take this. Remember, it's usually mindset that gets you through a crisis. I'm eating less. I'm with my family. This is a good thing. Now, obviously, if you're not eating a day or 2 a week, that's a bad thing. So if you're still eating and you're able to keep eating and you still have your family, this is a good thing. Even though you may hate your family, it's still a good thing. Any kind of collapse or any disaster is what people need in order to get to know each other, your friends and family. And with that being said, I'm going to go on a slight tirade. if you don't want to hear a tirade, then turn off. But I think you want to listen to it. So I'm watching Fox News the other day, and they're talking about how FEMA is not helping the people in the projects. They're just not getting the help. Okay, and so I'm looking at this, and there's debris everywhere. Okay, I thought you said you were cold. Okay, so I'm watching, and they go into this kid's bedroom, and there's a hole in the window, and their room's dirty, and FEMA hasn't helped us. Darn it! What? Wait a minute. Now, if you're cold, why aren't you collecting all the debris and making fires? I don't know. Maybe you can get like a group of guys. Even if you don't have gloves, you still can use sheets in order to, lift stuff, right? And you can take this debris and you go, okay, what debris goes in that pile right there, because that's where we're going to be having burn piles and bonfires. And then this rock stuff, we'll put it over here because we're not doing anything because we're not working and we can't go anywhere. There's no Netflix going on right now, so let's put the rocks over here. And let's see here. We've got insulation from the house that blew down, and we'll put it over here. And then we could do this, and we could do that, and we don't do it because we're waiting for somebody else to do it. That's just blatantly wrong. There's a hole in the window. Really? Well, maybe you should fix it. Nobody has any kind of tape to put some plastic, maybe from a bread bag, and put some plastic around there so that the wind doesn't come in. Nobody thought about that. And the kid's room's dirty. Why? The kid's not going to school. The kid's not working. The kid's not going out with friends. They're stuck home. Why is the room dirty? The house is a mess. Don't look at anybody but you to clean it. It's your mess. And that is just throttle something because it's insane. They think, and this is people with the dependent mindset, think in this entitlement thing. Well, I don't pay taxes. I get stuff. The government gives me money for my disability that I made up, and then I want them to take care of me. And this is not happening. This is wrong. So okay, guys, if you were like in Joplin, Mississippi, or Joplin, Missouri, wherever it was, and your entire house gets wiped out, okay, you're granted at least 5 minutes of, consolation time, okay? My life is not over. I still have my life. I still have my family. My house is destroyed. Time to rebuild. Their level of destruction in New York and New Jersey is nowhere on the same level as tornado victims. They can at least start picking up the stuff on the streets and putting it off the streets so that cars and other service people can get through. Like maybe the guy who needs to restore your power, he may need to be able to drive through. So why don't you move the stuff off the street so they can get through? Why don't you get off your fat butts and do something? It's real simple. Okay, I can't believe that some poor guy in a state of confusion in his man cave has to tell people in New York City what you have to do. And the number one thing that you have to do is don't even count on the government to help you. It's been, 2 weeks? And there's still problems. You're still without power. Maybe you can just discount FEMA altogether the next time this thing happens. And this is in a blue state. Had this happened in, South Carolina, which went red this year, which means, went conservative, they would never be getting help from FEMA. So I just want to let you know, if you think the government's here to help you, you're wrong. Your government is here to take your money to give to other people and not help you when you need it most. If you get something from the Red Cross, please be grateful. And I really hope on some personal level, somebody, one person at least, who is affected by Hurricane Sandy in New York, New Jersey, wherever, Pennsylvania, I guess Pittsburgh, Philadelphia was afflicted, that this one person, next time they hear about a terrible tragedy in Idaho or a tornado struck somebody in Nebraska and took down a whole trailer park, maybe that one person will have some empathy but one person will understand and know that they can share the pains that they had with this person in Nebraska. And maybe they'll open their heart and their wallet and help out. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of my rant. I have no more rant, and I will talk to you all next week. Hopefully with the people from the Dollar Stretcher. That would be really, really cool. So I will talk to you all later. Now take a look at prepperpodcast.com and PPRN News. The stuff that I went through today is going to be on the covertprepper.com blog. It's pretty good. I don't know. Probably got a couple of hits already on it. But enjoy your weekend. For some people, it's a 3-day weekend. And if you enjoy your freedoms, if you enjoy your liberty, and if you enjoy your family, thank a veteran. I'm a veteran. My friends are veterans. Not all my friends, bless them. But we know what we did. We would do it again in a heartbeat. Oh, there's a problem. Give me a gun. Tell me what to point at. I'll take care of the rest. I got it. Okay, so I'll talk to you all next week, and bye-bye.
Warning, the unprepared may not survive the next natural disaster, terrorist attack, or economic collapse. In light of recent global unrest and natural disasters, we bring you this urgent message from David Morris, author of the acclaimed Urban Survival Course. Because this message is urgent, we won't waste time on the why you should act now. You already know why. It's the very real and growing dangers reported in the media every day. Now it's the what you must do. Go to myminisurvivalcourse.com and claim your free Urban Survival Mini Course that will prepare you for breakdowns in civil order. Today, David Morris is offering you instant access to his 7-part Urban Survival Mini Course at myminisurvivalcourse.com. You should already be at your keyboard. Enough talk. Act now while you still have time and while it's still free. myminisurvivalcourse.com. myminisurvivalcourse.com. Or call 1-866-558-1040. 1-866-558-1040. You'll be glad you did. You're listening to KPRN-DB in Southeast Oklahoma.